Hi everybody, I'm Jones.
And I'm Mann. And we're Jones and Mann. And tonight, we are jonesing on something that's allocated.
Yeah.
But I hadn't heard a ton about it, which is Yellowstone Limited. This is the 2018.
Yeah, 28 limited edition.
So, I was in, where was I at? Knoxville. And just, going back and forth. You in the ABC store? Yeah, I'm in the ABC store. Did you see so-and-so?
Whoa. But you got to tell the whole story.
What's the whole story?
You remember as you got there, so it's like I get off work late in the evening. It's like 6, 7 o'clock. And normally by now, Mann has already sent me 3 or 4 texts from the liquor store saying, hey, they've got this. They got that.
Yeah.
And I was a little afraid, like, was there a plane crash I didn't hear about?
What happened to you?
What happened?
Okay?
So is he okay? Did somebody rob him or something? So I sent him a text and I was like, hey, did you make it to Knoxville? And he sent me back a mysterious text like, yeah, why? I was like, it's like after 6 and I haven't seen any pictures from the liquor store.
That's normally my first place I go when I touch down. But I had other stuff to do this time, sir. So I didn't get a chance to go straight to the ABC store until later. But one of the things that the guy mentioned that was allocated was this Yellowstone. And I think you got Googled and did a little research on it. You were like, ooh, get that.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about, this is 101 proof. This is a fifth. It was $100.
Yeah,
99 something. So it was 100
very easy.
with tax, 110 probably.
Yeah. All right. So again, it's the limited edition Yellowstone. So I've never had Yellowstone. Period. But as I did my research, I kind of laughed about it because I always say Jack Daniels is the McDonald's of bourbons and whiskeys. And Jim Beam is the Burger King because they're so well known and everybody knows those two brands. Well, this particular brand is made by the 7th generation grandson or 7th generation distiller, Stephen Beam.
Okay.
At Limestone Distilleries. And guys, please forgive me if I got the name wrong.
It says Stephen Beam, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if I had the distillery correct.
It's distilled and aged in Kentucky and bottled by Limestone Branch Distillery.
All right, so I did get it right.
Yep, you got it. You nailed it on the head. Yeah.
Old age hadn't caught up with me quite yet.
Oh yeah, it's caught up with you, but you can remember facts still.
Yeah, very true. The gray hairs still tell the story.
Yeah.
But it is a limited edition, this year's edition. So a little bit about the distillery. Like I said, Stephen is actually him and his brother Paul. So they started the distillery back in, I think it was 2010, 2011.
Mm-hmm.
So Yellowstone is fairly new, but they have a rich family history in the distilling industry. Sorry.
Right.
So they've had a 2016 edition, limited edition, 2017 limited edition, and this is the 2018. And guys, if you want this, they only have 12,000 bottles. So It's something that, like you said, it's on the list.
And I thought I saw something about this. This is bottle 6,883. So about halfway through. Yeah. I think that's kind of, and as we do more of, hunting down bottles and understanding that there's different batches, it's kind of cool to know that there's only 12,000 of these.
There's only 12,000 for this year.
Yeah, for this year. Well, technically that's 12,000 of these because next year is a whole new spiel. Yeah. So I think that's kind of cool. I say I hadn't heard anything about it. I probably would have skipped it. And it's a number 3 char, which I think there's 4 levels of char.
I think it's 5.
Somewhere in there,
it's in the 4
or 5. We'll have and if I'm looking at that number right, it's number 3, and it's finished in wine cask. Mm-hmm. So I say, unless you got some more information about it, let's open up a little bit of history. Well, it's not really old history, but there's some history.
It's a lot of history behind it. I would definitely suggest going to the Yellowstone website and reading the full history about the company. It's a lot of good information. How'd you know what I was getting quiet for? That?
Yeah, I was asking, ooh, that's kind of nice, light. It's 101.
Wow, so it does smell pretty light.
101, yeah. So I felt like it was going to be...
Yeah, we might be able to do some light pours on these at 101.
Pretty rough. But maybe not.
I think they may be able to pull it off. The what is it? The E.H. Taylor is, I think, 100 proof, and it's still a good sipping.
Yeah.
So, doesn't smell too bad.
It's got a really good nose on it, but right on the end,
It smells a lot like alcohol.
it smells a lot like fingernail polish remover. Take another pull in there. That's fingernail polish remover.
Well, what's I was saying, to put hair on your chest?
Yeah.
Let's drink some men.
And take and take paint off your nails. All right, click them and drink them.
Yeah, drink them like men.
Whew. Good Lord. But we are definitely going to have to put this on the rocks. And make sure we roll it across the ice cube as we pour.
I would say,
Oh man, I might have poured you too much.
oh, yeah, it's all gravy. It'll end up getting missing, but I would say, just from that neat shot, I am going to request that we actually do the neat review before we do.
Okay. Let me go back to the neat view so I can tell you what I tasted. The nose is it's light on the front, like a light, almost kind of. I guess that's the wine piece, like a fruity, woodsy, like a cherry wood kind of deal. But then on the end, when you get down there deep, you do get, to me, I get a little bit of nail polish removal. Now, when I sip it, there's some good heat in there all the way through. Ooh. I can't breathe in too heavy like that because it'll choke you. It's actually not too peppery and spicy. As in, like, I guess the best way to explain it, like when you eat something hot, your tongue kind of burns all over, and it's not that kind of spice. There's just the vapor that comes. So kind of like and it doesn't taste like Listerine, but like Listerine has
Like
that vapor to it. It's actually got a pleasant taste to it. Mm-hmm. You just got to get through that vapor that happens. I would say it's like a light cherry wood. Mm-hmm. What about you?
So the neat shot. The first thing that I did realize is that you can't. Well, personally, I cannot take large sips of this because it is really strong. It seems much higher proof than 101.
Yeah.
It almost feels like 120, 100 and...
Yeah, I feel like a 120.
Yeah, it's very...
Yeah.
You can tell the proof is on it. But like you said, it has some good flavors.
Yeah.
And I did, like you said, kind of like a cherry wood smoke, like if you're smoking out on the grill. It gives me a lot of that same sense. So yeah, I'll go with, now that it's sat on the rocks for a little bit, and
dry.
Yeah,
it's kind of like I almost want to water in between. This might be, now we'll see how it is when it's on the rocks, but this might be one where a couple of drops of water really open this up.
Yeah.
Like some room temperature. I was having a conversation with one of the Joneses, and I think they were a Scotch drinker, and just talking about why we chose to do a neat pouring on the rocks versus a neat pour with a couple drops of water. And basically what I was explaining was that a couple drops of warm water, room temperature water in a neat shot is really just a variation of the neat shot.
Yeah.
Whereas once you chill it, you're going to get the biggest extremes that you can get from a spirit. Only thing that would be more extreme would be mixing something in.
Right.
But when you chill it versus when you have it neat, you're going to taste the what I feel like are the two main sides of the spirit. And so that's the reason why we chose to do that versus just putting a couple drops of lukewarm water or room temperature water in there.
Exactly.
So I guess we should quit stalling.
Yeah. Let's click them and drink them.
Click them and drink them. Okay. Huh.
Surprisingly enough, it sat on the rocks long enough to completely take away all that fire and heat, and you got to taste more of the flavors. And it did give me some kind of baking spice, like a cinnamon. I don't know what to call it, but it's not like peppery.
Yeah.
And it still carried on that cherry wood smoke taste.
For sure.
And it's really enjoyable.
Yeah.
I would probably just need to sit back and enjoy it more on the rocks to really figure out all those flavors.
Okay. So I agree that it is 10 times better on the rocks. But again, I always say that's no surprise. I like stuff chilled. It makes a difference. But it took all the heat out. It let you really taste what the spirit was about. You do get that cherry. You do get that wood. I want to say that there's something else in there. But I can't pick out. Well, maybe it is a baking spice of some sort. It's actually not bad. This. Oh no, this is not the wave. This is actually okay. It's actually okay. Well, now I guess what we would do now is rate it.
Yeah.
So,
my rating? Can I give it 2.5, 3.5?
You can give it right now on this one. You
Can I break it down in quarters?
Or you can give it however you want to give it.
You thought I was going to really give it a 2.5? I will give this actually a 3.25.
3.25. Okay.
It could be higher than that if it gets better the longer it sits.
Okay.
Like I said, neat. Initially, it's just way too much for me.
And that's saying a lot because you like it.
Yeah,
bold.
I like it really bold, but that neat shot, and maybe because I took my initial sip was a little too large, and it kind of backed me down. But I think they did a great job with the flavors, the aging. It's a great blend. So like I said, 3.25, and I will probably come back and give it a higher rating the more I sit and sip and try to figure out what flavors it is I'm actually tasting.
As I read this, I feel like it might be the wine finishing, that's the fruitiness that comes with it, that cherry. I am going to give it a 2.5.
I figured that.
And here's why. One, while this I would give a 1. Mm-hmm. This I would probably be okay with giving a 3, but it's this little thing on the back that is the problem.
I didn't see that. I didn't read the back.
It's when you scan it and pay for it.
Oh.
It's $99. And for $99, I would never buy this again. Never. It does not scream to me $100. I mean, it's a good flavor to it once you take the heat out of it.
But man, how many $100 figures have you purchased?
How many?
Yeah,
a ton. And this is the one time, but I'm not. This is it. Well, I mean, I like the uniqueness of there's only 12,000 bottles.
Yeah.
But then I also understand why there's only 12,000 bottles. It's just, I mean,
it's not that bad.
No, it's not bad at all. It is. I will honestly say, on the rocks, it's okay. It is dry. It is cherry, it is wood, and to me that was it. There's maybe a little something sprinkled in there,
yeah.
And to me that doesn't scream $100.
Yeah. I think the limited edition or the limited volume kind of drives the price up.
Yeah.
But again, I did enjoy it. I do enjoy it. But at $100, yeah, it is on the pricier end.
Yep. So at $100. We'll slip it right on back in there, and you will be enjoying it for sure. So, we got what did I say? 2?
I think you gave it 2.5.
Maybe 2.5. Maybe 2.5. I'll go 2.25.
So it evens out to about what is that? No, not a 2.75.
I'll give it 2.5 because for the taste wise, it's not bad, but just that price, man. That price, it was. I would much because it almost has a little, and I don't think it's weeded, but it almost has a little weeded flavor, like my. I don't know where it's at now. I moved around so much stuff, but that
kind of like
larceny.
Yeah, like a lemongrass or maybe a green tea kind of taste.
Maybe a little bit like that. But yeah, no. Not so. Yeah.
So I can put this in the decanter and not have to worry about it.
Not have to worry about me at all. I mean, it was nice to try it, but it doesn't make me want to say, ooh, I want to see what else Yellowstone has to offer.
It actually makes me say I want to see what Yellowstone has to offer.
Is there somewhere we could do some free tastings?
Well, the reason why I say it's something I wouldn't mind trying. So this was a $100 bottle. Mm-hmm. My research for the pricing online of the regular or standard Yellowstone is roughly about $30.
Okay, now this was $30.
Yeah,
you might be on to something.
But that's what leads me back to say I would like to try the $30-$40 bottle.
You might be on to something then.
Then you might have a comparison to, like your 1792s or your Eagle Rare or your, not blends, but traits. Yeah. But then you have something to really compare it to. But this is a unique blend.
Right, okay.
So,
okay.
So I try not to kind of judge it against that since it was a unique blend. But again, at the price.
So I would be interested in trying a $30 Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, there you have it, folks. 2.5.
3.25.
3.25 Yellowstone. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Jones and Mann. Make sure that you subscribe. Click the bell. If you've tried this before, let us know what you think. Put down in the comments before. Are you a Yellowstone fan? Maybe there's something out there. I had never heard of it before, honestly.
I'd never heard of it, and then when you sent the bottle, I was like, let's test it out.
Yeah, okay. Well, this has been another episode of Jones and Mann.
Clink 'em and drink 'em,
Clink 'em
folks.
and drink 'em.